I can remember when I first met her back in 1987, I asked her, is there a mall there? There is not. But anyway, my wife is from Pinnock, which is not too very far from here. And it's always great to be in Duplin. I was here just a couple of weeks ago. I tried a murder trial, so it's been a week here trying that. But it is great to be here. My name is Ernie Lee. I'm the district attorney for the Fifth Prosecutorial District. I say it a lot, so I can say. But it includes this county along with Onslow, Sampson, and Duplin, Jones counties. And tell you what, it's been my greatest honor to serve as a prosecutor. I've truly enjoyed being a prosecutor. Why? Because you make a difference. Nikki used to be an ADA with me, and I used to tell you can truly make a difference. And I think that y'all can make a difference too, and Trillium can make a difference. Look, as the district attorney, I have two constitutional duties. One is to represent the state of North Carolina in the trial of criminal offenses, the representation of criminal offenses. That includes everything from infractions, which are minor traffic violations, all the way up to capital murder. That's my job. I also have a second job to advise law enforcement. That's a constitutional duty. We're one of the few states that actually has it in their constitution. What does advise law enforcement mean? That means taking those calls like at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, like just happened this past weekend when there's been a homicide somewhere. That is my job. My job, though, most importantly, is to seek justice. Now, what is justice? Anyone know? Can anyone define justice for me? It is hard to define, isn't it? It depends. And let me give you a quick story. When I was a young assistant DA in Onslow County, there was an individual there charged, he was 17 years of age, charged with breaking into a motor vehicle. They caught this individual. The Jacksonville Police Department arrested him. I met with the victim and their family. And I tell you what, they were furious. They wanted the death penalty for this boy. They said, he broke in my car, he stole my property. That's what I think justice is. To tell you how long ago it was, some of the items they took were cassette tapes. Y'all remember those? Yes. And those people, boy, they were angry their cassette tapes got taken from them. I remember talking to those people. I told them, look, we're going to go to court on this case. More than likely, this defendant being a first-time offender, being 17 years of age, he's going to get probation. Sure enough, we go to court. Go before the judge. He gets probation. Those people left the courtroom angry because they did not think they got justice. They wanted much more than probation. 1 year later, and I kid you not, 1 year later, their son, the one whose vehicle had been broken into, their son got charged with possession of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia. I am the only prosecutor in the entire world they knew. They didn't love me, but they knew me. They came and saw me. What do you think they wanted for their son? Yeah. Yep. They wanted, someone just said it, they didn't want justice for their son. They did not want the death penalty for their son. They did not even really want justice. They wanted mercy. And that's one of the things I've learned. I cannot really tell you what justice is. But I can tell you, I've seen it many times. But I've also noticed what has happened, that it all depends where you're at in the system. If you're the one charged with a crime, it means one thing. If you're the victim of a crime, it means something else. If you're the defense attorney or the prosecutor or the judge or the jury, it may mean different things. But ultimately, our job is to seek justice. And you sort of know it when you see it. That's about the best way to describe it. You sort of know it when you see it. And it can be anything from the death penalty to life without parole to a very long prison sentence. Or it can be probation. It can be a deferred prosecution where you get it off your record after you've done community service or whatever. All those things are justice. But I'll also tell you another thing that's justice. That's when an individual has paid their debt to society, where they've been incarcerated or been on probation. They paid their debt to society, and now they're trying to re-enter society. Justice is seeing that person give the best chance they can to assimilate back with the rest of us. That is also justice. And you know, as a prosecutor, I really did like some of the things that some of the people are saying. I do think about these things. You know, when you get a felony record, I know it's going to affect that person because I do recognize, even though they may deserve it, I also recognize that one day when they have served their sentence, they're going to get out. What are they going to do? It's hard to get a job. It's hard to go to college. The military won't take you. So you're kind of limited what you can do. So I appreciate programs like this that can truly make a difference as these people try to re-enter society. And not everyone has committed first-degree murder. Not everyone has committed first-degree rape. Some people have committed drug offenses. Some people have committed property crimes because of drug offenses. And I recognize those are the type of people we got to really try to reach because they can actually change their lives and maybe become productive citizens. But in order to do this, you got to have organizations like this that can help them transition and re-enter society. How does this organization do it? And I read up on it before I came to speak. I know they help people re-enter, support incarcerated adults so they can re-enter society and become productive citizens. And that is the key. And I recognize when I'm in court, many of these people have behavioral issues. They have drug, alcohol issues. Almost all of them have some type of drug or alcohol issues, it seems like, that I deal with. They have medical care issues. Then when they get out, they have housing needs. They have job needs. They have mental health needs. They have medical needs. They have all those things that we sort of just take for granted. They have all those issues facing them. I like what the one person said, you don't have an ID. You got a criminal record. You don't have transportation. And what are you supposed to do? So again, I appreciate the efforts of organizations like this and agencies like this to make a difference. You know, as a prosecutor, I can tell you, I do want people to get back into society and be productive. Here's why. I'm being selfish. I get tired of prosecuting the same people over and over and over. And the public defender's here, she's shaking her head. We both see it. I get tired of that. It's a revolving door, the same people. I've been doing this for so long in Onslow County, I'm on the third generation of some families, where we've gone from the grandparents to the parents now to their children. And it's usually drugs. The only difference is the drugs have changed. Instead of being cocaine and then crack and then heroin and LSD, now it's meth and fentanyl. That's the only differences, but it's still drug offenses. So I'm being a little selfish. I don't want these people to reoffend. Why? Because it means more work for me in my office. It does mean more work when they go out and reoffend. It also more of a drain on society. With pretrial confinement, court-appointed attorneys, public defenders having to get involved, more court time, jurors having to come in and try their cases. I want those people who have paid their debt to society, what I want them to do is become citizens who add value to society, not take away from society, but add value to society. I want people who can go out there and raise a family, work, and be productive. I want people who can stay out of the courtroom unless they're a juror. That's what I want. But more importantly, I want them to make a difference in society. A positive difference, not a negative difference. And Trillium and other agencies and organizations like this can help make that difference. And I can tell you, once you've done those things, that is truly justice. That is what justice is. You know, please join me in recognizing T-Star and the other agencies out there that try to make a difference. Because ultimately, that's what we're supposed to try to do. You know, one thing that I was reminded while I was watching the video, no matter what someone has done, and I'm not going to say they don't have to be punished. I've been tough on a lot of cases. But they're still people. They're still people. God still loves them. And they're still people. And for those people that have paid their debt to society, they need a second chance. And I'm in favor of that. I appreciate y'all having me here this morning. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.